Good morning, everybody. Just pulling out here. How's your weekend going? Well, your weekend. How was your week? And I hope you have a good weekend. Um, where to begin? Uh, had some personal issues to deal with. Sorry about that. And for some reason, and I can't figure out why, um, YouTube keeps going dark. I tried updating the app. That wasn't it. It just completely will not open. Just black little screens, and even if you try to hit on something, it's just constantly buffering. So I don't know if it was because the rocket was getting ready to go off. Supposedly it left at 5 o'clock this morning, or it was about midnight last night because I heard a very loud rumbling before I went to sleep last night. So that could have been it. I don't know. Uh, but we'll see what happens. It kept getting shut off sometime after 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It was okay in the morning, it was okay at lunchtime, and anywhere between, 2 and 4 o'clock in the afternoon, YouTube just disappeared right off the planet. So I gotta, oh, trying to park here. Hold on. I'll pull over and talk, chat for a moment. So the other morning, we had a little bit too much smoke coming out. If you know, I've been having issues with the smoke in the engine again. So I knew it had to be another oil leak. And if you can remember from back in July when I had the oil housing unit replaced, on my giant list of things to replace, oh, it's in the back. Um, Besides my tires and stuff, let me just, the sun is killing me. Um, I had to replace the valve gasket, and I couldn't afford to do it then because that was another $300 just for the valve gasket, the ring. So it's leaking, and it's semi leaking fairly a lot. And it's funny because this is the problem my dad had with his Jeep. So, so for about a year, whenever my dad had to drive the car, he had to put oil in. Like I had to put the coolant in until we could repair the radiator. So I was fairly low on oil. So we did the Firestone agreed to try to put the numbers in at the register. They can do that. So we did it. It got approved. I said, let's pretend it's already done. He said, yeah, let's try to pay first before we do it. I said, yes, please. So the payment went through on the card, my card. So again, can only do stuff online. So we got the oil changed. Then they put the car up on the lift to find out why I had so little oil, and where the smoke was coming from. So they came in and told me that, he said, remember on the list was the valve gasket? I said, yeah. He says, yeah. I said, that's what's leaking. He says, yeah. I said, is it spraying out like the oil housing unit gasket was? And he said, no, it's dripping. But it's been dripping for a while, probably since July. So he figures at least 3 or 4 months that it's been going on sporadically. And that's how I've been losing my oil. He said, you got to check the oil every 3 days, keep an eye on it, see how much is dripping out so we can see how bad the leak is. So every other day, every 2 days, depending on what I'm driving, because it's not hitting the floor. It's just dripping out the sides, coming down the engine, just like the oil housing unit did. And it's just, once it hits the hot engine, we get smoke. So I'm not going to be doing a lot of driving because no gas money. So I told him, he said, did you get your stuff straightened out? I said, obviously not. He's like, oh yeah, I forgot. We just put it in the computer. He said, you still can't get cash. I said, no, I can't. No access to cash until I'm done. And that might be closer to December, the way things are looking. So that's what's going on. So I just, got to check the oil every 3 days and add some in. My dad, again, had this on his Rubicon, and every time he had to go to the store, he put a quart of oil in, one or two, and went to the store and came back. But his, because of the way his engine was, it was hitting the floor. So he had a, oil pan thing under his Jeep all day long while it was parked in the driveway. Oh, God. So, and the funny thing is that we got rid of that car because no one could either. I think it was way too expensive to fix whatever his problem was. It wasn't like a gasket leak, or he would have fixed that. It must have been somehow a crack somewhere, and it wasn't kind of worth fixing it. He was dying. He knew he had maybe 2 years to live. And he had gotten hit. He got T-boned from a guy running a red light in a bigger truck. Hit his Rubicon. So, and they just could never stop the leak. The guy's like, you need a whole new engine, or to replace like a major section of the engine. And he was dying, so he just kept throwing oil in. So yeah, you can keep the comments to yourself because I won't have the money to pay for this until April. And that's if I'm allowed to leave money on the card at the end of March. So what I'm going to do is I have to leave my car insurance money for April on my card. So I got to take $200 out of my food money, leave it on the side, or my $200 for gas money for the month of March, and do like no driving at all. So I've made arrangements with a couple of places that 2 places will let me spend the night, and 2 places will let me hang out there during the day. No problems. So they're being really kind. I said, I got like 5 weeks to till April. So if you could just help me out. And they did, and they're very kind, said not an issue, told me where to park, where I spend the day, nobody bothers me, and I leave when they close, and then I go spend the night where I'm spending the night, and that's kind of it. So no driving unless I absolutely need something, which was why I had ordered this new cooler. That purchase went through. I never know what's going to be approved until I try to buy it. So the cooler actually showed up, which is good. I'll show you that. But I'm really trying to do the live streams, but SpaceX has been knocking stuff out. There was an escaped convict. Guy broke out of a hospital, beat up a nurse, and attacked the police officer who had brought him there for treatment. It's been madness. Then we had missing children. There was a missing old person. I don't even know what's happening, or why they're shutting off the YouTube. Now, when they shut off YouTube for the last maybe week, every time YouTube goes dark in the afternoon, all through the night, I even got up at 1 o'clock in the morning to see if it was on, and it wasn't. It's like our only working hours of YouTube in this one particular area seem to be from like 6 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock in the morning to like 4 in the afternoon. And then our nighttime YouTube is getting cut off. The app just refuses to open, no matter how long you leave it on. And I was having a problem with Google, but the only thing that was working was like Pluto and Paramount was working, but then that became an unauthorized purchase, as with my gym membership is being declined. So, yeah. So I guess, people who are sick, disabled, and have cancer don't need physical therapy. Still waiting for my new insurance card to come in the mail. It hasn't shown up yet. It should have been here already. So that's probably going to take the full 21 days. So I won't get that till the end of the month. That should show up somewhere around February 25th or the 26th. And then the check for February, my payment comes in, it's coming in early this month. So it's like you technically get paid twice in 1 month. So because there's only 28 days, so I should technically receive my card like 2 or 3 days before I get paid. So it's going to take almost the full month to get my insurance card for this year. Ugh, I'm telling you, this has been it's been annoying, real annoying. So I don't know. But the good thing is that when I went on Walmart I was starting my next order, I put on the Pennzoil 5-quart gallon of oil. So they will bring that out to that can be on a pickup order. So I don't even have to go into Walmart to get the oil. They'll bring it out with the food. So I'll grab that, I think tomorrow. But it's Valentine's Day. I don't know when I'm going to do that. So I won't be driving a lot. And I keep checking my parking spaces. I make sure before I pull into a parking space, always since the day I got this car with all the things that were going on it, because it never had its 100,000 mile tune up. The guy bypassed that. So when I bought the car, it had 160,000 miles on it. And the only thing the guy did was put in 2 new parts into the engine, and he had to replace the transmission. Now the transmission on the minivans normally crap out somewhere around 140 to 160,000 miles. These got bad transmissions. So when I bought the car, the transmission was only about 9 months old. It was brand new, and the guy just ditched the car. So at least that's one giant, huge, major thing. Most of what I was looking at was just replacing the engine piece by piece, and that's been going on for, 5 years now. So we have I'd say at least half brand new engine in there. My head hurts. My head hurts. So with no gas money, I can't be driving around anyway. So it kind of equals out here. It's just not really going anywhere. And I tried to pick a particular area where everything is fairly close by. I don't really have to travel more than like 4, maybe 5 miles to go get food, or anything else I need that can be brought out to me. So not a bad situation. I tried to get the best possible scenario of stuff around me where I don't have to do a lot of driving. So I've been doing very good on that, and it's been a little warmer. Now I still got propane. I might get 2 more cans next week, or this week when I do my order, get another pair. But the cooler is it's like an old-fashioned fishing bucket. It's got the fan on the top and the lid. So it takes about 44 watts to run it. So It takes about roughly 10% an hour. So we're looking at like 10 hours worth of bucket. So when I can go back to getting the ice for free, I just grabbed a bag of ice at one of the dollar stores over here, and it's only $2. So I grabbed that. I had a little, like I said, a little bit of cash left, and that's almost gone. So I was trying to just get the ice to use the bucket to make the ice stretch out. Now I stretched one little bag of ice, not even a big one, a real small one. It was like a less than, I think it was a 4-pound bag of ice that I had gotten, and it was like $2.75. Um, that ice lasted me 3 days. Oh, every couple of hours, I turn the fan on, keeping the ice cold, and I put a paper towel over the top of the ice with put a plastic bag, like, and a wet paper towel. So it keeps the fan from blowing directly on the ice and melting it faster. We're doing a lot of van life experiments with this for the last 4 days, and I'm very happy with it. It is half the size of, it's like if I took that oblong cooler, okay, like the little gray ones, they're about that tall and about that wide, like a little bench seat on it, and you stood it upright. It's really tall. It's about 20 inches tall. It's got the bucket thing. The handle locks, so if it falls over, the lid won't open. It's a really good one. My uncle, the Navy sailor captain, had like 3 of these on his boats. So we did a lot of fishing when I was young, and he was younger. So it's doing pretty good. The fan's fairly quiet, and with listening to stuff, um, you don't really hear it. And I pushed it more up forward here. I'll have to find a place in the back. And a while ago, I had mentioned, someone paid attention, uh, had an issue with my tablet. My tablet got hijacked. It was trying to, I was in a parking lot that had open 5G Wi-Fi in the parking lot. I'm trying to make this not go so long, because also I'm having trouble getting up longer videos. If the internet is so slowed down with crazy crap that's going on that it's insane. So anyway, my tablet is stuck in an endless loop that can't finish the download. So I took it to AT&T to have them hit that magic little button with their safety pin and just reset the whole thing again. They can't. They can't get in to do it because it's stuck in an endless loop. They don't do that kind of IT work. So I'd have to go to somebody else. And everybody wants like $85 just to check it out. So, P.S. Make sure if you got your tablet in your car. Now, I had Wi-Fi and Bluetooth is always turned off. Every morning I make sure they're off and it didn't reset and turn it back on. And I had it off, but it was on standby. I didn't power the whole thing down. So while I was in the store with the windows cracked, because it was kind of a little warm that day, my tablet turned on, heard that Wi-Fi, turned right on, and started updating itself. So I'm stuck with my telephone. So I got a notice. How do I put this on? Oh, more stuff you got to put together. All right, I'll figure out how to put that on in a minute. And why is this whole thing in pieces? Oh, you got to put the whole thing together. Okay, I'll show you the front part of this. Or maybe I'll show you the box. This is so cute. It's adorable. They have these little screen amplifiers. There you go. Looks like a little TV set. I was talking about these in one of the videos. It even has a little thing to put on. Because my friend had one. So, which way? So it looks like a little TV. And you this thing telescopes out and you drop your phone right here. So it's tablet size. So I'll put this together later. How do you even do that? Gotta read the directions and snap it back together. It's supposed to pop out like a telescope. Let's get a better one. It's supposed to pop out like a telescope. And then you drop your cell phone directly in the back of it. And it looks like a little TV. This is so cute. I gotta get the card and the name. I'll do that later. Make a proper thank you. I was hoping it was my insurance card that came in the mail, thinking that they sent it in an envelope, you know. So, but it wasn't. But this was even better. Thank you very much. Because trying to look at that little screen that big is starting to get annoying. So, I'm going to put that together. I'll make a short of it, show you what it looks like when it's all put together. What's today? Oh, today's Friday, right? Friday, yes. Crap. All right, let me figure out when we're going to try to do the live stream again, because I know everybody watches certain people on Friday nights, and I don't want to compete with that. So maybe we'll try for Saturday night. Now that the rocket is gone and they found all the bad guys, they found the missing people. So we're going to check on that. And and yeah, was some guy had some bad stuff in a house in the Villages, and that's what started all social media getting shut off. And it wasn't just, that's what I was going to say, I forgot. It was YouTube, it was Rumble, it was X. Nothing was working. And I didn't understand because I was pretty far away from where they found some bad stuff in some guy's attic in the Villages. It was part of a missing, stolen uh, ammunitions shipment. So it actually was stolen from the army. Okay, they had a missing crate, and some of the stuff that was in the crate was found in a house in the Villages. There was some bad things that could have been very devastating had anything gone wrong, aside from being in the attic in the heat. But I don't know about that. It was stuff that goes boom. So probably it wasn't a good idea for the guy to put the stuff there. But that's what happened. That's how this all started when I tried to do the live stream a couple of days ago. So as soon as I can get back on, and it's not during the day while everybody's at work and busy, you know, I can do the live stream during the day because there ain't nobody going to be there. So what good is that? So I'll let you know what's going on as soon as I can get this up and running. So let's shoot for tomorrow night. There's nothing going on in the area. Everything is fairly calm. So let's try for tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. I got to get this up. I'm at 23 minutes and I'm having issues. Now, one day these videos go up in 15 minutes. But lately, I was at 2.5 hours and only 10 minutes of the 40-minute video would go up. So I had to delete the video and stop it because it just hijacked my telephone. So we can't be having that going on. I got to get plugged in so I can run that cooler, keep the ice done. I just got a fresh bag this morning, like I said. And so trying to get out from the seat. So as soon as we get all that taken care of and we can get back on, I'll be on. I finally got electricity and now they got to be messing with the internet. Also a bunch of Starlinks went up, and whenever those go up, forget it. There's like no internet on half of the east coast of Florida, and I'm in away from the beach side too. We went to the beach when it got cold, and then we came back in again, and I've been busy with my friend who's been sick, and so that's what's happening. Finally out, they let her go, so I got to see her, and while she was in the hospital, There was like over 300 people who have the flu. There wasn't an empty bed in this facility. And it's a big, big place. So I couldn't believe it. She was explaining what the emergency room looked like when she first walked in. People were sitting with buckets. They were handing out plastic garbage cans to about 30 people in the waiting room who were trying to get in with the flu, sitting there getting sick in a bucket in the emergency room. So if you're shopping and you're doing stuff, just and you're coming down here, know that the flu has officially hit Florida big time. So I'm kind of grateful that I can't go into the stores. At the same time, I'm aggravated because I got no money. So, you know, I don't know. Happy accident. So, yeah, I'm staying away from everyone because she said they were bad. One lady was laying on the floor. She looked like she had passed out. The nurses came running over. It was like a whole scene in the hospital. So she got the hell out of there as soon as possible. They didn't even want her to stay. That's like with me, they finally told her, like, look, you're even too sick to be in here. You could walk out worse than what you came with. So they quickly got her in and out as fast as they could. And now we're just trying to avoid everybody on the planet, including each other for a day or two. You know, we haven't been, staying in our cars with a respective distance and make sure the wind is going that way instead of blowing from her to me. Um, but yeah, there's the very contagious flu. It's really nasty and it's hitting people hard. Real, real hard. So be careful, especially this weekend. You're going out celebrating. And I can't think of anything else except to say, fingers crossed, we'll see you tomorrow night and nobody does anything stupid that turns off YouTube. And I don't understand what YouTube has to do with bad things going on in the area. So unless they're looking through YouTube for somebody's videos and they just turn it off while they're checking stuff out, I don't know. I just don't understand why YouTube keeps completely shutting down. I will see you guys most likely tomorrow night. Have a great day. Oh, tomorrow. Well, we'll see what happens. I forgot about Valentine's Day. And no, don't leave me any Valentine's Day messages. We let that holiday go by. Then maybe Sunday. I forgot. All right, so let's shoot for Sunday, okay? I'll put up a short or two, and yeah, let's go for Sunday. Okay, now I'm at 28 minutes. I gotta get out of here and try and get this started while I got some sun, plug in. I'll see you later. Have a great weekend. Happy Valentine's Day from me to you. You do not have to reciprocate that. I love you guys. I'll see you soon. And I'll make a little short on that TV thing once I get it put together. Catch you later. Have a great day. Love you guys. Thank you, everybody, for the birthday wishes and the help. I really do appreciate this. I'm just praying that this ends quickly. I'll see you later, guys. Bye.